I don't see greatness in Dallas the way everyone else does. To me, this is a good, not great team. I guess the arrow's pointing slightly up for the Cowboys, but I don't think by any stretch they're a playoff team. And when that doesn't happen, then you start wondering, is Schotty going to get run out of town? How many more years can Jerry take no playoffs and be happy with it? Starting the show with New York and Dallas. I know you guys like that, especially given my proclivity to talk Knicks for about 2 hours today. And yeah, I'm going to bash the Cowboys when I get a chance. And yeah, I'm going to bash the Cowboys when I get a chance.
And yeah, I'm going to bash the Cowboys when I get a chance.
How about them Cowboys?
Angry Cowboys fan, born to battle. Hey, hey, start just means we never sell. America's team through thick and thin. Hey, hey, when the star shines bright, that's where we win. Angry Cowboys fan.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation and angry Cowboys fans around the world? Y'all know who it is. It's your man, the Angry Cowboys fan. And judging from the intro video, y'all already know what type of time we're on during this video. On the Colin Cowherd show, The Herd, a couple days ago, Colin Cowherd kind of took the day off. He was out of the office, and you had Jason McIntyre who took over for him. So you know that there was going to be a mention about the Dallas Cowboys, and he was going to completely talk negative about our Dallas Cowboys. Yet another case of a sports analyst bringing his fandom to work instead of being unbiased in their coverage. So we're going to take a listen to the 3 clips that I got for y'all, and y'all know what we're going to do. We're going to come back and unpack this raw and uncut. So, angry Cowboys fans, let's take a listen to the first clip from Jason McIntyre on FS1's The Herd.
All right, let's pivot to the NFL. And, listen, it's the NFL offseason. The stories are, people are trying to be interesting about teams. And we covered some interesting lines yesterday around the league. One team we did not cover was the Dallas Cowboys. And I saw this. My guy, Mike Florio, Pro Football Talk. Brian Schottenheimer sells his house to move closer to the facility so he could spend more time at the facility. And listen, you guys know J-Mac at this point. I'm going to, what? I don't know Texas real estate. We got a couple guys on staff who do, but this was not a real estate play. This was not so he would avoid traffic. If we're being completely honest, I think Brian Schottenheimer knows what's at stake. He was terrible last year against playoff teams, 5-1, and they missed the playoffs for the second year in a row.
Y'all see that, Cowboys Nation? Did you see the pivot to the NFL and the first team that he speaks about? The Dallas Cowboys. Bro started out critiquing Brian Schottenheimer for selling his place and moving closer to the facility. The way he put that spin on it was that Brian Schottenheimer decided to move closer to the facility because his job may be on the line. I tell you, Cowboys Nation, when the Dallas Cowboys don't put chum in the water for the Sharks to eat, they start grasping at anything that they can think of in order to get some clicks and views for their show. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into the second clip. In the second clip, you're going to see what I mean about how Jason McIntyre delivers the negativity during this segment. It gets more negative and more negative as we go along. You're going to hear how everything he says about the Dallas Cowboys is painted in a negative light. So let's go ahead and take a listen so we can come back and talk about it. Roll that clip.
Schottenheimer saw the offense be incredible. They had Pickens. They were outstanding, but they couldn't win the close game. They were okay in close games, and they couldn't beat good teams. So now they retool the defense. They're going from a 4-3, which they've run for about the last decade and change, to a 3-4. They've got a young defensive coordinator. They stole him from Philly. And it looks like, again, we'll see how the depth charts shake out, but they're going to have 4 or 5 new defensive starters. Now, I don't want to go overboard with the Schottenheimer stuff. He was a former Jets offensive coordinator. We didn't love him in New York. And, I know they did have a decent run, but it was almost in spite of him. They were winning with the defense with Rex Ryan. We won't go through the history. But if you look at this Cowboys team, and you think, oh, wow, there's something here, Jay. You're missing out. Look at the win total. Remember last week we did the story? Cowherd was so excited. I had a buddy text me. Boy, he was so geeked about that Cowboys win total moving from 8.5 to 9.5. And a lot of it was after the schedule came out, things shook out nice for Dallas. But I'm just going to go through the first 7 games here, guys, okay?
So, the Dallas Cowboys stole their defensive coordinator from Philly, huh? So did y'all steal Aaron Glenn from the Detroit Lions, or did you acquire him whenever the offseason was happening? You see the negativity, Cowboys Nation. But the Dallas Cowboys couldn't beat a good team. I wonder why, Cowboys Nation. Honestly, I don't believe that the offense was the reason why the Dallas Cowboys lost a lot of the games that we lost last year. In his first year as the head coach, Brian Schottenheimer had his offense in the top 5 in a lot of statistical metrics. Guess where the defense ranked, Cowboys Nation? Guess who brought the defensive coordinator to the team, Cowboys Nation? If we can agree on anything, we can agree that Brian Schottenheimer may have stuff to work on, but his first year as the head coach and play caller for the Dallas Cowboys went above expectation. So let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit more during the Raw and Uncut portion. Make sure you stick around for that. Now let's go ahead and get into the third clip so we can come back and unpack this Raw and Uncut.
That game against the Giants are small road favorites. That's a huge game against your rival, John Harbaugh's debut. We don't know if Malik Neighbors is going to be around. That's a massive game. I'm not counting that as a win for sure. Then you've got Washington, another division rival, and Dan Quinn's fighting for his job. Okay, Jaden Daniels comes into the season healthy. I don't know that that's a layup. Then you go to Rio to face the Ravens. You come back, no bye. Okay, there isn't a lot of data on the Cowboys because they haven't played an international game in 12 years. We don't know how they're going to reply. Coming back from a trip to Rio to go to face the Houston Texans, good luck with that. So now all of a sudden you're staring down the barrel. Oh, damn. We're 1-3. We had sky-high expectations. And, Baker Mayfield, Thursday, short week. Think about this, guys. Rio to Houston. All the Texans do with one of the best defenses in the league is beat you up. Then you've got to go on a short week at home to play the Bucs. Never a layup with Baker Mayfield. Oh, and by the way, then you've got to go at Green Bay, at Philly. There isn't a tougher 7-game schedule to start the season.
I tell you, Cowboys Nation, this guy's not trying to give Cowboys Nation anything positive to look forward to come this season. Man, Jason McIntyre has the Dallas Cowboys going 1-6 in their first 7 games. But you know what? Let's go ahead and get into it. Y'all ready for this Raw and Uncut? Y'all ready? Let's get it. Get ready for the Angry Cowboys fans, Raw and Uncut.
I'm keeping it real. They keep it real. That's real.
I tell you what, Cowboys Nation, I have never seen so much fandom from sports analysts like I have the past 4 years of covering the Dallas Cowboys. This is absolutely ridiculous. I honestly thought that these sports analysts and commentators would have a little bit more professionalism about themselves instead of being blatantly biased during their shows. Jason McIntyre started the segment with negative connotations about the Dallas Cowboys. The reason why Brian Schottenheimer moved closer to the practice facility is because the Dallas Cowboys couldn't beat playoff caliber teams during his first year as the damn head coach for the Cowboys. Come on now, Cowboys Nation. During a year where anyone with a good eye for football and a football IQ that's above room temperature could see how historically bad the Dallas Cowboys defense was. It's not like the defensive coordinator was showing Brian Schottenheimer up with a top 10 defense while Brian Schottenheimer was at the bottom 10 of his offense. No, Cowboys Nation, it was the other way around. But you don't hear Matt Eberflus's name. How many times have we heard former players talk about how impressive they thought Brian Schottenheimer was in his first year as the head coach for the Dallas Cowboys? How he was able to handle the trade of his best defensive player before the start of the regular season. How Brian Schottenheimer was able to have players buy in and how ready to go they were to play for him. How he handled the locker room after the tragic passing of Marshawn Nealon. This man is in his second year, Cowboys Nation. If you really and truly expected Brian Schottenheimer to lead the Dallas Cowboys to a Super Bowl in his first year as the head coach, then I got a bridge to Hawaii I want to sell you. But speaking of the defense, why don't you ever hear these talking heads speak about how bad the defense was last year? Why don't you hear any of these talking heads call out Matt Eberflus and how unprepared he had our defense last year? Remember all those blown coverages? Oh, they'll go in and talk about Brian Schottenheimer, but won't say a damn word about how busted our defense looked last year. But if you go back and watch the entire segment of Jason McIntyre speaking about the Dallas Cowboys, you will hear his lack of belief. You will hear how he feels that they won't take a step forward this year. You will hear the blatant bias he has for the Dallas Cowboys. I started the whole video off with a clip of this segment with him saying that he's going to bash the Dallas Cowboys whenever he gets a chance. I remember when I was over on X a few days ago and I saw a post from Mike Fisher from the Fisher Report. I'll put it up on the screen now. He said, "I'm bumping into mean tweets about Jason Kidd, Dak Prescott, and LeBron James and wondering, when did journalists decide it was okay and within their job description to be haters?" I responded with, "Honestly, this is why a lot of people become content creators. They are sick and tired of not being brought news on their team. Instead, they're being brought hateful rhetoric because the journalist may be a fan of a rival team. They bring their fandom to work with them, and it's been that way for years, unfortunately." Jason McIntyre is just another example of bringing your hate to work with you. On top of that, I honestly believe bro is a New York Jets fan, and that's why he was bashing Brian Schottenheimer so much. Their team wasn't the greatest show on turf when Brian Schottenheimer was the offensive coordinator. They ran the ball heavy, that Marty ball, which left Mark Sanchez secondary, and some fans didn't like that one bit. The front office didn't like that, and after 5 years, they decided to let Brian Schottenheimer go, even to the behest of Rex Ryan, the head coach. So I know this is just some hater talk from a disgruntled New York Jets fan. Then, during a year where the Cowboys obviously struggled, bro's gonna say that the Dallas Cowboys couldn't beat good teams or beat playoff caliber teams, even though we beat the Philadelphia Eagles with a 24-point run in the second half. And from what the NFL fans say, the Philadelphia Eagles are a good team. Also, I'm sorry, but if your defense ranks at the bottom of the league, you're not going to be able to beat playoff caliber teams. But to talk as if Brian Schottenheimer's on the hot seat after his introductory year as the Dallas Cowboys head coach sounds like Jason McIntyre wants to sprinkle some hate juju on Brian Schottenheimer's tenure as the head coach. Like Schotty was supposed to come in and take the Dallas Cowboys to the Super Bowl in year one. You see, this is where some of these fans and some of our own fans get it from. These talking heads talk about the Dallas Cowboys so much that fans from other teams feel that they should be going to the Super Bowl every year, and when they don't, they point their finger and laugh. The Dallas Cowboys are the only team in the league where talking heads keep track of their Super Bowl drought, even though there's teams in the league that have yet to win a Super Bowl. It rakes in more money if you talk about the Dallas Cowboys. And as far as his prediction for the Dallas Cowboys season, you can hear that it's coming from a genuine place of hatred because he has us going 1-6 within the first 7 games of the season. If it were up to him, the Dallas Cowboys would have the same record as the New York Jets had last year and the year before that and the year before that and the year before that. Quite frankly, the New York Jets haven't had a winning record since 2015, so he might want to worry about his own team's record more than he does the Cowboys. But this is why I made the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel, so that Cowboys fans could get here and get some of that raw and uncut about the team that they love so much, about America's team. You're not going to come to this channel and hear continuous bashing of our team. I'm not going to bash any player, and I damn sure ain't going to bash the team. If you want that, I'm pretty sure that we have some content creators out here that will be much obliged to hate on the team for you. But I'm going to cover the Dallas Cowboys how I see them. I'll cover the highs, as well as covering the lows. I'm gonna do it with class, though. Remember, y'all, it's nothing but that classy Cowboys content at the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan. Cowboys Nation, what did you think about what Jason McIntyre had to say about our Dallas Cowboys? Do you expect anything less from someone over on the herd? Y'all know how we do. We always talk about it in the comments section. If you're digging this content and you want to help the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel reach even more Dallas Cowboys fans, drop a like on this video, share it with anybody that you know is a Dallas Cowboys fan, and if you're on your mobile device and you haven't used them up yet, make sure you hype this video. Doing so can help get the content out to Cowboys fans. They'll come over to the Angry Cowboys Fan YouTube channel and want to become Angry Cowboys fans themselves. And if you are DC for life and you hope that the Dallas Cowboys can shut these haters the hell up and just win a Super Bowl championship, hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to be notified whenever I go live, release another video, podcast episode, or film breakdowns. You can catch the Madden 26, College Football 26, or Mortal Kombat conversation on my other channel, the Angry Gaming Fan YouTube channel. I'll make sure I put the link to that, as well as the gamer tag, in the description. But let's go ahead and keep it a buck, Cowboys Nation. Even if the Dallas Cowboys were to win a Super Bowl, the haters would never give the Cowboys their credit. They'll continue to just move the goalpost. They'll move that goalpost until it's out of the stadium. If the Dallas Cowboys were to win a Super Bowl, they would be expected to repeat. And when they don't repeat, all the rival fans and the talking heads are going to be like, ha ha, I told you so. Just wait. Just wait. At the end of the day, it's all about keeping the lights on at the 3 and 4 letter networks. They already have new media breathing down their necks. They got to do something to keep the attention on them. But this has been your man, the Angry Cowboys Fan, and I'm out. Dang, Angry Cowboys fan, you done made it through the entire video. But if you want more content, you can definitely go to this video right here. Or if you want the latest episode of the Angry Cowboys Fan podcast, you can go right here. But whatever you do, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, but remain DC for life.